Hi everyone, welcome back to Decor Atelier. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel. So today I want to touch on the green Celadon porcelain collection that I have behind me. Before I start, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I'm not an expert in these. I just love collecting them because they are beautiful, and actually the collection was started by my mother. I also feel that the younger generations don't appreciate Asian ceramics or Asian aesthetics. I feel really sad about that, and along with my quest for trying to promote jade to the younger generation. So this is exactly where I would like to also promote on my channel, every aspect of the Asian or Chinese aesthetics. Also, when I was growing up, I'm really thankful that my mom instilled in me an appreciation of our culture. So she has incorporated both Chinese and Korean aesthetics into the decor. I also remember I love to go to my family friends' homes or my childhood friends' homes because their mothers would also decorate their homes really beautifully with every aspect of Asian decorative pieces, that very genteel lifestyle. So I think in a way I'm just trying to recapture part of that memory and trying to keep it alive as much as possible. As I mentioned, when I was younger, my mom actually hand carried a lot of these Korean porcelain back, and these are actually reproductions of porcelain from the Goryeo Dynasty of Korea. So in Korean history, there is the Goryeo Dynasty as well as the Joseon Dynasty. I really love the aesthetics of these porcelain because when you look at it, it really calms you down. It sort of reminds you of the color of jade. So a few years back, I actually was very intrigued about the Song ceramics because I read that it is one of the golden periods of porcelain in the history of China.
The Yaozhou kilns are best known for their Celadon wares. In Song Dynasty ceramics, the principal decorative motifs are floral. Often we see a lotus, or we might see a peony.
So I came across this pot. It really intrigued me, and I got it from an antique dealer. And I think one of the strong reasons that I was attracted to it, because it's so close in aesthetics to the Joseon Dynasty's ceramics. It has that sort of a light green jade color to it, and there are some engravings on it. This is really unique because I've seen comparisons of pictures on it on the internet, and usually it comes just with a single head, whereas this pot actually comes with a double head. If I'm not mistaken, this pot is used for serving wine in, and this is very unusual, as I mentioned, because it has a double head of a dragon as well as a phoenix. In Chinese culture, the dragon is the most celestial of all the creatures. It's revered and it's supposed to be very noble, and there is, even in the Western culture, the dragon is seen to be a very majestic and noble creature, and then the companion to the dragon is always the phoenix, so that whenever you have a Chinese wedding, there is that symbolism of the dragon representing the male and the phoenix representing the female, the yin and the yang. And the phoenix is also very revered. After it is burnt, it rises up from the ashes and recreates a new life for herself. So that is exactly why these two celestial beings are always being featured in Chinese weddings. But other than that, if you look at the pot as well, you will see that there is the lotus being engraved on the exterior of the pot. It is a very well loved flower in the Chinese culture because it represents resilience and purity. That is exactly why I said you never stop learning about things. In Chinese paintings or sculptures or porcelain, every single piece that is engraved on it or painted on it has a very special meaning and symbolism, bringing you not only joy from its aesthetic beauty, but bringing you a lot of luck as well. So the lotus, as I mentioned, is very well loved in the Chinese community because it represents resilience, being able to rise up against every possible setbacks, or if you're coming from a dark place. Why is that so? Because the lotus actually grows in murky and muddy waters. To rise up from the muddy waters and to be able to reach out and bloom into the bright sunshine. And then coming to my mom's porcelain collection, the Koreans have got a much more restrained aesthetics, and if you look at the symbolism of them as well, the figure of the crane flying in the clouds. So in the Asian culture, whether it be the Chinese or Japanese or Korean culture, the crane is a symbolism for longevity, because there is a folklore stating that the crane can live up to 1,000 years. Usually children would actually present it to their parents, and it's supposed to wish them a very long and healthy life. And also the symbol of the crane is that of fidelity as well, because it is a monogamous bird. I just wanted to point out the similarities between the ceramics, which actually was almost of the same time frame, because the Song dynasty was from 960 to 1279, and the Goryeo dynasty was 918 to 1300s onwards. So the time period is almost the same. And the Korean history has always been interlinked with China, with the Goryeo dynasty being interlinked with the Song dynasty, and then the Joseon dynasty being interlinked to the Ming dynasty. So this is a marriage of both worlds, the best of both worlds. I think having Asian aesthetics in your home is really so beautiful. Just the other day, before I did this video, I actually saw a girl in somewhere in Asia. She was refurbishing her apartment and she got rid of her antique furniture, and I think the second-hand store which she sold it to must be laughing all the way to the bank, and she promptly replaced it with some very cheap mass-produced furniture. But growing up, you will come to appreciate it. Your taste will be more refined. I am trying to promote the Asian or Chinese aesthetics. I think a lot of the times the Westerners actually place much more importance in chinoiserie decor. That she has truly incorporated genuine pieces of Chinese artifacts into her decor, and it makes it look so luxe. There is like a story behind it rather than just an empty canvas where as if you don't have any background or any cultural heritage to speak of. I think the way that you decorate always is an extension of your personality. But more so than that, I always feel a sense of gratitude and a link to my past. The fact that even though my mom is Korean, she also paid reverence to my dad's cultural background, which is Chinese. Words cannot describe how much it means to me to have pieces that have been in her collection in my possession now. After all, it is part of your cultural heritage. After all, it is a nod to your past. After all, it is a form of filial piety. It truly lends a presence to your home. And if you are interested to know more about our culture, as in the antiques or jade, feel free to look through the playlist which I'm going to be linking towards the end of this video. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end, and I hope to see you again. This is Eileen from the Pearl Atelier signing off. Goodbye.
The way you changed my life. No, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that. The memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way you changed my life.